Hey, what fam? I'm Kay.
And I'm Kira.
And we are
Woke Remnant Gardening.
Today, we're going to do another mini garden tour, but this time we're at our Arch Trellis. Let's get into it.
Firstly, we made this Arch Trellis in 2022 from cattle panel and T-post. And even in the very, very harsh winds and thunderstorms and rain, it's held up very, very nicely. It's very, very sturdy and holds up all of our vining plants, including the 6 types that we've grown this year. I'm firstly going to start with a plant that you may or may not have heard or seen before, which is called Malabar spinach. The scientific name is Bacilla alba, and in many different countries the name varies. In some places it's referred to as Ceylon spinach, Indian spinach, or vine spinach, but again, the name varies depending on the country. Malabar spinach is an edible perennial that is native to tropical regions like Southeast Asia and Africa. And they can quickly grow up to 10 feet, especially if growing them as an annual. But in places where it's native, it has the tropical climates, it can easily grow up to 30 feet. So definitely recommend growing it upward on a trellis or somewhere where they can be staked. And if you see clearly, these vines are pretty thick. They're fairly thick and very sturdy, so having a support system will help tremendously. Now, despite it having spinach in the name, it's actually not closely related to spinach, but it is a great substitute for spinach if you want to have it in those hot seasons, those hot summer months, or if you're in a tropical region where hot weather is normal. So having Malabar spinach is a great replacement. It tolerates very hot weather. It does not tolerate cold weather. But if you are having spinach bolting in the summer or once it starts getting hot, you can just grow up some Malabar spinach and have that as a substitute. I also want to show y'all the berries that form from the Malabar spinach. Malabar spinach produces side shoots, which has these little balls on them that looks like they're about to bloom some flowers, but they're actually the berries of the plant. The berries don't stay the same color for long. They actually turn a deep purple or black color over time, and they're actually edible. So many people have said that the black berries have improved their eyesight over time as they continue to consume them, and they have a neutral, flavorless taste. So, not too much hardship with that if you're consuming that. But I haven't seen a lot of talk about the taste of Malabar spinach and the berries, really. So if you've had Malabar spinach, if you've consumed the berries, if you have any recipes, please let us know in the comments down below, because definitely want to try that out.
Okay, y'all, when I bought this Malabar spinach plant, what I thought I was getting was green Malabar spinach. But as you can see from behind me, what I got was red Malabar spinach. But it's all good. I'm not gonna worry about it because it's really pretty as an ornamental plant, and I'm still excited that I have this wonderful, wonderful plant growing on this trellis behind me.
Now, in terms of the taste, it was described per the internet to have a slightly mild, slightly peppery hint of citrus taste. But when I tasted it before, I just got a bunch of greenery. So we're gonna taste test this again right now with a refined palates. Yes. And we're gonna see what this tastes like. She got her glasses on and everything.
Let's go.
Truly an intellectual. So we're gonna taste test this again and see what this tastes like.
Tastes like greens. I feel so healthy already, y'all. Oh my gosh.
I feel like I've been on a 10-year health journey.
Oh my goodness. So healthy.
This would probably be really good in a smoothie.
I can see that. Putting some of these Malabar spinach leaves in with some other fruit and things of that nature. This will be good.
Very crispy too.
Yep.
Y'all, I'll be very wrong to not tell y'all about the mucilaginous content in Malabar spinach. It's very mucilaginous, meaning that it has a slimy, thick consistency when you chew it. It reminds me of okra with the sliminess. So if you're not a fan of okra, you may not be a fan of Malabar spinach, but if you can get over that sliminess in exchange for the health benefits I'm about to tell y'all, please do. So Malabar spinach has a lot of vitamins and minerals. It has potassium, calcium, iron, which is great for those who have low iron or iron deficiency like anemia. It also is said to have 3 times more vitamin C than traditional spinach. That's a lot, right? It also has 1.5 times more vitamin A than kale. And when I was watching a video about Malabar spinach, many of the viewers in the comment section mentioned that consuming Malabar spinach, specifically the berries, has helped improve their eyesight tremendously. So y'all, if y'all can get over that sliminess like I do, because I'm not a fan of kale, or not kale, I love kale, but a fan of okra because it does have that slimy consistency. I'm not a fan of sliminess, but if I can get over that in exchange for these health benefits, you can too. Now we're gonna move on to the next plant, which is sugar pie pumpkins.
Sugar pie honey bun, you know that I love you. I can't help myself. I love you and them too.
Now look at these sugar pie pumpkins. These sugar pie pumpkins. I'm sorry, I'm gonna say that for the rest of the time I'm over here. These sugar pie pumpkins are small to medium round pumpkins that grow 6 to 7 inches in diameter, and they turn orange at maturity. Speaking of maturity, these sugar pie pumps, these cute little pumpkins, are winter squash. So they require upwards of 115 days to mature per Botanical Interest website. They're also native to Mexico. Yo hablo un poco español, but not a lot right now. Yo hablo un poco español, y'all. They're also native to the southern U.S. Whoop, whoop. Raise your hands if you're from the south. If you're from the east, northwest, y'all are cool too. If you're not from the country, if you're not from the U.S., y'all are definitely cool as well. Just wanted to, if you're from the south, okay? Yeah, I'm just joking, y'all. But look at these little pumpkins. We have 3 pumpkins so far, and the vines grow to be very long. So make sure that you have plenty of space up your trellis, or if you're growing on the ground, make sure you have plenty of growing space for your pumpkins. Now, in terms of the taste, it's said to be sweet and have a slightly nutty flavor. The pale flesh is supposed to be tender and smooth like butter. I'm singing throughout this video, y'all. You're gonna have to bear with me. So some say it's similar to butternut squash. So if you do like butternut squash, you may want to give this sugar pie pumpkin variety a try. Now, for some people, it's pretty popular, and it seems like for good reason, because it has less fiber, it's less stringy, and it also has less water content, making it very great for cooking and baking, like muffins, breads, pies, or rich hearty soups. So if you do enjoy cooking those types of things, you may want to give this sugar pie pumpkin variety a try. Now we have also another winter squash called the delicata squash, which sounds delicioso. It's also referred to as the peanut squash, bohemian squash, or sweet potato vine squash. So it has many different names depending on what region you're in.
The delicata squash was my pick, y'all. So I love reading the descriptions on seed sites, and the delicata squash just really stood out to me, the description of it. So they described it as sweet and creamy, and I want to grow it just to see if what people are saying about it is really true. And plus, I just love growing things that we've never grown before, things that we just can't go into a grocery store and buy. So we like to grow things that are different, that we can't buy at a store. And so we are super excited, and in particular me, I'm super excited about growing this delicata squash because I want to see if the hype is real, y'all. So y'all already know that means a taste test is coming.
The delicata squash, which is a winter squash, matures in 80 to 100 days, and in the fall or autumn, you will harvest this off-white cream colored squash that has green and sometimes orange stripes. Now, it's called a winter squash, but it actually belongs to the family of many other summer squashes. Ours are almost done. It's the end of June, so we could harvest this very soon and eat them just like that. Once they mature further along, the green stripes on the fruit will become a darker, more richer color. So, but these are almost done, so we're gonna harvest them once they are ready, probably in July, and give them a little taste and see what they taste like. Speaking of taste, it's said to have a sweet and mildly nutty flavor. When I was looking on a website called Cooking with CSA, there's an article called 5 favorite squash substitutes for a delicata squash. And the 5 squash that they listed was acorn squash, butternut, sweet dumpling squash, spaghetti, and sugar pie pumpkins, y'all. So we have sugar pie pumpkins. So I assume since you can use those squash varieties as a substitute for a delicata squash, then delicata tastes very similar to those squash as individuals or as a combination of those squash. So if you've tasted any of those squash on their list, you may already know what delicata tastes like, at least a little bit. It's good to mention that you can eat it raw if you want to with the rind on for more nutritional benefits, but I've seen a lot of pictures where people were caramelizing the squash, which looks very, very delicious. So we're gonna give that a try when we're harvesting them. And in terms of the benefits, like the other plants, it has a lot of fiber, lots of vitamins, lots of nutrients, vitamins A, vitamin C, calcium, carotenoids, which are great for improving your vision, your eyesight. It's low glycemic, which means that it can help your blood pressure, regulate the blood pressure, lower the blood pressure. And it also has antioxidants, which boost your immunity. Now we're gonna go on to the next plant.
On this trellis, we're also growing Kentucky Wonder pole beans. Now, this pole bean is an heirloom and it is absolutely prolific. The beans are 7 to 9 inches long, they're stringless, and they're meaty. And the taste is really, really good. I like earthy tastes. So to me, it has like an earthy taste. They're tender. They're just very, very delicious. We've grown this variety for the past, this is our 3rd season growing these Kentucky Wonder pole beans. The 2 previous seasons, we grew them in grow bags, 5-gallon grow bags. But this year we have them growing in the ground and they are doing amazing. So it's again, a really prolific pole bean and one that will always be a staple in our garden. Kira, we gotta harvest some of these beans. Put that camera down and come on. Bugs messing with me. I don't know why they won't leave me alone, y'all. First the cicadas. I don't even know what that was. They tripping. The more you pick beans, the more they grow. So you want to make sure that you harvest your beans regularly. I can't even say it, y'all. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Harvest your beans. Ooh, look at that. Oh my goodness. They're so pretty.
Now this is a black cherry tomato. It's said to be fairly rare. It's a fairly rare variety. It's also a hybrid indeterminate variety that was bred in Florida. So if you want to learn more about indeterminate varieties, check out our suckers video. It's a quick facts video about 2 minutes to 3 minutes long so that you can learn the difference between determinate and indeterminate varieties and when to prune off those suckers. These cherry tomatoes can grow up to 8 feet long. The stems can grow up to 8 feet long. So you want to have a trellis to support these plants. And also they mature in about 64 to 80 days. You'll know when the cherry tomatoes are ripe, just like any other standard cherry tomato. The taste is said to be very sweety, slightly salty, smoky, fruity. It's an interesting combination, truly. But we're gonna give that a taste test as well, y'all. So we're gonna see what this tastes like. This is our first time growing the black cherry tomato. So we're gonna see what the big deal is with these tomato types. As always, the benefits these have a dark, rich color. So that means that it contains a lot of anthocyanins, which are really, really nutritious and has loads of benefits, including antioxidant effects, which may be very helpful for many ailments, including cancer. We're on to the last plant on this trellis, which is a sweetie pole cherry tomato. Now, so it's been very hot, y'all, so it looks a little crazy over here, but this cherry tomato is very prolific, producing 6-inch long, not 6-inch, but 6-foot long vines. Now, this tomato variety, it matures in about 65 days, and it has a low acid content. So it's great for those who have acid reflux or digestive issues or any other issues which may prevent you from consuming foods high in acidity. So check out this sweetie cherry tomato, and let's see what we think about this. The cherry tomato, I feel healthy, y'all. I feel so healthy eating these plants that we grow in this garden. And as we're walking over here, let me show you this green stalk we have. We have 2 of them. Here are the green stalks. And there's my mom.
I want to give a shout out to Batavia from Be Better Garden. Thank you so much. I used your discount code and got $10 off of these 2 green stalks. Thank you so much. And we got to get these runners off, y'all. They're going crazy.
Yeah, so we have some strawberries in here, and we had some cold season crops as well. And it is the peak of summer, so those crops are long gone. But we will be back in the fall planting some more crops in here, like lettuce and the Swiss chard and the other things that we had in here. But these have been great for us, and we really like them, and they spin around. Last but not least, I want to show what the flowers that we put on either side of the arch trellis. We have some coreopsis here. This coreopsis we got from a plant sale is called Lil Bang Candy Stripes. So it's very pretty, very, very pretty. It's blooming. And we also have another variety, which is called Lil Bang Red Elf. Now this one has already flowered. A lot of them are going to seed, but I will put a picture of what they looked like when they were in full bloom. It was very, very beautiful. And while we're at it, let me show you this sugar pie pumpkin that is starting to turn orange. This is so exciting, y'all. Very, very ready for this. And we are ready for some deliciousness from this arch trellis. All right, y'all, this is it for this second mini garden tour of our arch trellis.
We hope it was informative. We hope y'all learned some new varieties that you may want to plant in your garden. And we hope you had fun, because we sure did, even though it's hot out here, y'all. But as always, we hope you plant to live.
See ya.
See ya.
All right, y'all, that's it for this. Okay.
Come on!
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Come on.
Come on.